Hey, happy Thursday. Chris here on location in the preschool wing. I got a fake plant right there behind me. That'll do for today. Wanted to change up the scenery a little bit, move around a bit. Here we are, it's Thursday, and I found myself thinking about the Sermon on the Mount this morning. I do that a lot. I love the Sermon on the Mount. You should too. You should read it. Pretty good. Matthew chapter 7, starting in verse 24, as Jesus concludes the Sermon on the Mount. This is how he wraps it up, and we've turned these closing thoughts into a song, a children's song, and I think maybe we have downplayed them a bit, and I want to bring them here to the forefront of our thought today, our little devotional thought. Jesus, in the Chris paraphrase here, says, if you do what I say, apply what I say to your life, you'll be like a builder who builds his house on the rock, bedrock. If you don't apply what I say, if you do not apply this new belief, this salt and light and beatitude, and you've heard it said, and readapting the law really into love and mercy and compassion, if you do not apply that to your life, you'll be like a builder who builds his house on the sand. Because the wind and the rain is coming. The floods are going to rise, and your house is going to be put to test. Your foundation is going to be put to test. And you're about to prove in the flood what you believe. So that was the Chris paraphrase, but that you get the gist. The wise man built his house upon the rock. So you could do that too if you want. I got to thinking about our foundation as we look ahead to what's coming. A new sermon series is starting Sunday, and this is a little preview as to what we're going to talk about. I want to ask what our foundation really is. Is it the teaching of Christ? Is it the pursuit, relentless pursuit of being Christ-like in our behavior, in our response to this world? Because we prove it on a daily basis, what our foundation is. If we have a foundation built on love, if love is the groundwork for everything else, just like John writes that Jesus really establishes why he's here, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son. That's the foundation for God's action towards man. That's the foundation for God's redemptive plan. Love. God loved us so much that he gave Jesus. That was his solution. That was his foundation for his actions. Love. What is our foundation? Is love the foundation upon which our behavior and our responses are built? Because we'll prove that again and again. When the rains come and the floods come up, will we respond in love? Now, the right answer, the church answer is, of course. Why are you asking us this, Chris? I think we tend to explain away, trivialize how we really respond to this world and how our behavior is too often. We respond to things we don't like with grumbling or complaining. That proves a foundation that is a little less shaky, a little more shaky. Words are hard. When we respond in anger, or we have an outburst, or we lose our temper, and we say things to people that maybe we shouldn't. We want to, but it just boils out and comes out of our mouths in the heat of the moment. Well, we explain it away with, I have a temper. No, we prove our foundation. We prove what we're built upon, and that is entitlement and what I want. And when things don't go our way, when the rains come and the floods rise, we will prove again and again what our true foundation is. Is it Christ-like belief? Love. Because if so, what's going to come from us is not grumbling and complaining, fighting, words that we can't take back. What will come from us with a Christ-like foundation is love, grace, and mercy. Now, the fruit of the Spirit. It's a series we're about to embark on on our Sunday mornings. It starts with love. Love is that first step, that big piece upon which all of the other fruit of the Spirit are painted. It's like a canvas. It's like an artist creating a picture of a beautiful life. What has to start with? What has to be the first piece you start with? Love. Just like Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians 13, those first 3 verses. You could be everything and anything this world has ever seen, the greatest of all time, but without love as a foundation, it's worthless. Love is the foundation upon which joy finds its feet. Love is the foundation on which patience and peace find their footing. Without love as our foundation, the very base identity of our identity, when the rains come, when things don't go our way, instead of showing ourselves as graceful people, we'll sound like impatient, entitled brats. What are we going to show the world in this time of trial? Are we showing them that the church exists, is strong, is patient, and is waiting to do what's right for the best of everybody, not just meeting the needs of I? Church, what's our foundation? Where do we begin and where do we land? The floodwaters are rising. Will we prove our foundation?